you willing to sacrifice your life?
You're Geralt of Rivia, the White Wolf, the Butcher of Blaviken. You're the Witcher. How the heck did that happen?
How did that happen? Well,
Gossip, just stop it. Everybody know I'm a monster. Everybody know I'm a monster. I'ma need to see your hands at the concert. I'ma need to see your hands.
I got in the room with Lauren Hissrich. We had a meeting, and I think a couple of days afterwards, she said, look, no, the role's not for you, or it's not right. And so then I was crushed. Then I resigned myself to that. I finished another playthrough of The Witcher.
You all right?
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
And then they said, look, okay, so they've done casting and you don't have to do this, but do you want to audition? I was like, no, absolutely I do. This is Geralt of Rivia and I want to audition. Did a reading, and I think I was given the role later that day. Whoa. I think.
That must have felt so good.
A little, yeah. I mean, bittersweet. Yeah, so once they've exhausted all their options, they're like, I guess we'll go back to that guy.
The sword fighting, like that is a key part of him, intrinsic to him. Is there a particular move over this series and the last series that you're especially proud of?
A particular move is tricky to say. I'd say season 1, the Blaviken fight, episode 1. Wolfgang Stegemann and I worked together with his team to design that. We are very proud of that fight. It's storytelling. The characters exist within the action. We were very determined to do it our way. And it's just a beautiful piece.
If we cross swords,
I won't be able to stop.
You see defensive fighting, which is effective, followed by a pick-up in tempo as things go, and then finally you see Geralt on the offensive. And you get to see Geralt in motion. And when he's going, when he's moving, it is like a dance. And you see him it's a non-stop assault on Renfri when he decides to put her in her place, and then yet he gives her another chance.
Yeah.
And she doesn't take it, so he kills her.
And scene.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for me in terms of perfecting my Geralt outfit for next Halloween? Currently, I've got on my checklist, gain my whole body weight again in muscle mass. It's number 1.
Right.
Grow 2 inches at least. Pop to the mystical white hair wig shop.
Yep.
By the way, is it a bald cap then the wig?
I don't want to not do it justice by misdescribing it. Jackie Rator and Aval Amas do a lot of work on making sure that works perfectly. It is actually a combination of different tapes which act as a half bald cap, and then it is then glued and pinned onto my head after that.
God, it's magic, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
And then I need to fix this beard situation and spend hundreds of thousands of pounds on some premium leather work. And I think then I'm there.
Yes.
And then there's the voice, but let's not get into that. I mean,
you can just go with the silent type.
Yes, maybe swearing. This feels as a viewer like a role that you were born to play. I've been comparing it to Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool, and I don't say that lightly. Does it feel like that to you now, 2 series in, like I was born for this?
I'm incredibly fond of this character. And I will fight tooth and nail for him and to do him justice, if that's answer enough.
That certainly is. I was wondering whether you are across all of these jokes that crop up around every trailer that comes out for this. Because honestly, the Witcher fans are second to none. They're so clever. They're so sharp. The ultimate one, I think, is finally a Witcher that runs well on my PC. Right? That's a good one. I hope in season 2, Geralt wants to loot something, but instead ignites something by accident. Yep, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for Henry. For the rest of his life, wherever he goes, people will toss coins at him. Has that ever happened? Has some journalist like me or some idiot in the street gone,
No one yet.
Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh valley of plenty, whoa.
No one yet, but I mean, watch this space.
Yep.
Also, Don't throw anything at me. I'll throw it back.
and you won't like it. I'd love to see how they tackle Geralt's 300-pound inventory of dried fruits and swords.
Yes.
I mean, that has to come up at some point.
Absolutely it does. It should. It'd be a massive injustice if it doesn't.
Next series. If Geralt doesn't say, looks like rain every time it rains in this show, I am cancelling my Netflix account.
The amount of times I've wanted to say it and I've thought, this is perfect. It's just starting to rain.
Looks like rain.
Or the wind is howling.
Wind's howling.
And then I think, you know what? That feels like doing an injustice to Doug Cockle.
True.
Doug Cockle did an amazing job there. That's his realm. I'm not going to start nicking his lines. I've done a version of the voice which he did, and I'm not going to start nicking his lines. That's not cool.
I heard a rumour that there was an episode you guys cut out, which is you essentially helping an old lady find her pan.
But I sees he ain't listening. Just staring at me pan like a magpie at a copper. Lend it to me, Gran. I'll give it back come morn.
But you thought, nah, it's just not flying. It's not building on the story.
Fascinating story. Any chance you're nearing the end?
But it might build on the character.
Yes.
This is key.
This is what he's like.
It's about characters. Characters make stories.
So true. By the way, with Geralt and the upcoming Highlander, are you trying to collect all of the best swords in fiction? You can confess to me now, is He-Man on the list? Like,
Pretty good one.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
As far as they go, I mean, Marvel's Sword of Might.
We'll see.
It would look so good on the wall.
We'll see. I'll have a museum of awesome swords.
Tell me you do have some at home.
I do.
Where are they kept? Is it study?
Yes.
Kitchen?
Yes. Yeah. A study. I mean, no, the thing is, it is tempting for anyone who sees them to start swinging them around. And you just end up with all sorts of broken shit in the house. Sorry, broken stuff in the house. Can't swear.
Well, they're breaking your stuff. That's the word you're saying.
Yeah.
I was wondering what the geekiest thing in your house was. I mean, aside from your gaming rig, put that to one side. Maybe the Game of Thrones, chess set. What is the geekiest
good
thing
eye,
you own?
by the way.
Man, it's because I wanted to buy it. And
That's a really good eye.
I was like, Henry's got one.
I'm quite surprised by that. Geekiest thing would have to be my Warhammer stuff.
We're talking
Hands
Games
down.
Workshop, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah. It's that took me a while to kind of confess to openly and publicly.
Dare I say it? I know exactly what you mean. A collection of white undercoat spray paint that just lurks in the back of the cupboard.
Yeah, I was like, what's this? For graffiti?
Underarm deodorant. You know it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I paint Cal. Certainly not Warhammer. No. No, that's a great answer. It's hard to top it, isn't it?
It really is. I love it, and I've that's the stuff I've done in as far as hobby stuff, the stuff which my escapism is concerned. All the reading I do outside of work is normally based around that or fantasy authors. And I've been involved in the Warhammer world for
40,000 years.
40,000 years. Oh, well, longer, depending how you look at it. But since I was probably 10.
Nice.
Yeah, so a long time.
Yeah, the smell of paint in the kitchen. Tell me though.
Literally brings back sense memories.
Totally agree with you. Tell me though, with the Highlander plan, can you please, at least at some point in his lifetime, have a French-Scottish accent? Just because the character has that baked in for me now. No offense to Mr. Lambert, but...
Yeah.
You look like a woman, you stupid haggis.
Haggis? What is haggis?
Sheep's stomach stuffed with meat and barley.
I might throw it in there.
Just a couple of sentences.
In fact, maybe we'll release like a trailer with that accent and people going, what the hell?
So like I say, this show was, and may well be again, the most popular series on Netflix. Now, since then, we've had Bridgerton and Squid Game. Are you willing to say on camera right now that there will be a crossover that no one saw coming?
No.
Damn.
The Bridgerton Witcher Squid Game crossover. I mean, I think Geralt could run a pretty interesting Squid Game.
Oh my. Open the room.
I mean,
monsters galore.
In fact, yeah. I mean, the Sapkowski's world, it wouldn't surprise me if there was someone running a Squid Game in there somewhere.
Yep.
So, possible.
Let's make it happen. I was wondering whether you'd seen Arcane yet on Netflix.
I have not, no.
All right, my gift to you. When this interview process is over, it is so up your street, so up my street. You just trust me, you'll want to do a voice in that soon.
Okay.
It's animated. You
Arcane. Roger that.
You've got a ton of books that you love reading. Obviously, the Witcher series is a key one. What would you recommend? My wife is obsessed with fantasy and sci-fi. We've got Ian Banks coming out of our windows, all that sort of thing. What are your go-to sci-fi or fantasy recommendations in the world of books?
Anything by Raymond E. Feist, anything by David Gemmell, anything by Brandon Sanderson, and obviously Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time.
That was like a shoot from the hip, 4 in the head.
They're all different in their different ways. Raymond E. Feist is a massive, massive world with all sorts of interconnecting stories and storylines. So that's a really fun one to get into because then you've got years of reading. David Gemmell, some interconnected worlds, but more separated. And David Gemmell is one of the original greats. There's awards named after him. Brandon Sanderson has done an incredible job with the Stormlight archive. That is really, really wonderful. So people are looking for a good read out there with some beautiful messaging as well. And an entirely unique fantasy world. He's created his own thing with his own rules, and that is not easy to do.
Yeah.
Tolkien kind of set the template, and everyone's been sort of using that for a while. And Sanderson has done a brilliant job. Absolutely brilliant.
What a fantastic answer, thank you. Let me wrap this up with something entirely silly. How often is toss a coin to your Witcher stuck in your head?
Once I hear it, it's in there.
Oh, I've said it.
Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh.
Yeah, it is incredibly catchy.
I couldn't be in the same room as Joey. I would just be like, get up.
Yeah.
Don't talk.
Yeah. It was good. That was a brilliant piece of work there. Very impressed.
I mean, the number of listens on Spotify must be through the roof. Henry, it has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Likewise. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to keep up to date. You can listen to my Radio 1 movies and TV podcast, Screen Time, on BBC Sounds. And you can find these interviews in full on BBC iPlayer by searching Movies with Ali Plumb.